Hello there, my absolute darlings, and a tremendously warm welcome to you all. It's your friend about to whisk you away on another marvelous adventure, this time to the utterly enchanting island of Bali. Oh, it's a place that simply sings to the soul. Before we dive headfirst into the turquoise waters and fragrant spice markets, do be an angel and show some love. Please do like this video, leave a comment with your own Bali dreams, and most importantly subscribe to our wonderful channel Best Places. It truly helps us bring more of these glorious escapades to you, and we wouldn't want you to miss a single moment, would we now? Today, we embark on a journey filled with sunshine, smiles, and the most scrumptious food imaginable. I want you to feel as though you are right here with me, every step of the way. Picture the warm breeze on your skin, hear the gentle lapping of waves, and imagine the vibrant colors that Bali so effortlessly shows off. This island is a feast for the senses, a true painter's palette of experiences. We'll explore its famous beaches, get lost in the hustle and bustle of its lively markets, and of course indulge in some of the most divine local cuisine. I can hardly wait to share it all with you. This isn't just about seeing new places, my dears, it's about feeling them. It's about connecting with the spirit of a location, its people, its very essence. Bali has a unique magic, a certain spiritual energy that is both calming and invigorating. I felt it the moment I stepped off the airplane, a gentle embrace from this incredible island. So settle in, perhaps with a nice cup of tea, and let me transport you to this jewel of Indonesia. We have so much to see, so much to discover together. Are you ready then? Wonderful. Our Balinese diary begins now. We'll wander along sun-kissed shores, marvel at breathtaking sunsets that look like they've been painted by the gods themselves. We will navigate through bustling markets, alive with the chatter of friendly locals and the aroma of exotic spices. And the food, oh the food, darlings, is an adventure in itself. So, let's not delay a moment longer. Our journey into the heart of Bali starts right this very second. I promise you it's going to be quite something. The airplane doors opened, and oh the warmth that greeted me. It wasn't just the tropical heat, darlings, but a feeling of welcome, of stepping into a place where time moves a little differently, a little more gently. The air itself felt soft, carrying the faintest scent of frangipani and something else, something uniquely Balinese, perhaps the distant aroma of incense from a nearby temple. My feet finally touched Balinese soil, and I swear, a little thrill went right through me. This was it! Bali, an island I had dreamt of for so very long, and here I was, ready to explore its every wonder. My first thoughts were, of course, of the beaches. I had seen countless photographs, each more alluring than the last. Golden sands, turquoise waters, dramatic cliff edges. But pictures, my dears, can only tell you so much. I yearned to feel that sand between my toes, to hear the true sound of the Indian Ocean waves crashing onto the shore. The anticipation was almost a physical sensation, a bubbling excitement in my chest. The drive from the airport was a blur of vibrant green rice paddies, smiling faces, and the charming, chaotic dance of motorbikes that seems to orchestrate life here. Even before reaching the coast, the island's spirit began to reveal itself. Small offerings, kanang sari, dotted the pavements. Tiny, beautiful woven baskets filled with flowers and incense. These daily acts of devotion spoke volumes about the island's deep spiritual roots. It was a reminder that Bali is more than just a pretty face. It has a soul, a deeply ingrained culture that permeates every aspect of life. This understanding made the prospect of visiting its beaches even more special, knowing they were part of such a rich and ancient tapestry. I felt an immediate sense of peace settle over me, a shedding of the usual hustle and bustle of everyday life. It was as if the island itself was whispering, slow down, breathe, and just be. And that's precisely what I intended to do, to immerse myself fully, to soak up every sight, every sound, every scent. The beaches were calling, and I was more than ready to answer. The promise of sun-drenched days and starlit nights by the ocean was an irresistible lure, and I knew, deep down, that this was going to be an unforgettable chapter. Our first proper beach encounter was at Semenyak. And oh my darlings, what an introduction it was. Imagine a vast expanse of golden sand stretching as far as the eye could see, kissed by the most inviting turquoise waves. The sun was high in the sky, a benevolent, warming presence. I kicked off my sandals almost immediately. The sand was incredibly soft, like fine, warm powder, caressing my feet with every step. It wasn't just a beach, it felt like a welcome mat, laid out by nature herself, inviting you to linger and to dream. The sound of the ocean was a constant, soothing symphony. The waves weren't fierce or intimidating here, not on this particular day. Instead, they rolled in gently, rhythmically, whispering secrets as they frothed and retreated at the shore. I walked along the water's edge for what felt like hours, letting the cool water swirl around my ankles. Dotted along the beach were colorful beanbags from the various little cafes, offering a perfect spot to simply sit and watch the world go by, or to gaze out at the endless horizon where the sky met the sea in a perfect hazy line. Local families were out enjoying the day, children laughing as they chased the retreating waves, their joy infectious. Surfers, further out, danced with the larger swells, their silhouettes dark against the sparkling water. There was a wonderful, relaxed energy about the place. No one seemed to be in a hurry. It was a stark contrast to the often frenetic pace of life I'm used to. Here, the rhythm was dictated by the sun and the tides, a natural cadence that encouraged you to simply be present in the moment, to truly appreciate the beauty surrounding you. I found a quiet spot, away from the gentle hubbub, and just sat and watched the patterns the waves made on the sand, the way the sunlight glinted off the water, the distant kites dancing in the breeze. It was utterly mesmerizing. There's something so incredibly restorative about the ocean, isn't there? It has a way of washing away your worries, of putting things into perspective. Seminyak Beach wasn't just beautiful, it was therapeutic, a golden balm for the soul, and I felt incredibly grateful to be there. If the daytime beaches were beautiful, then the Balinese sunsets, my dears, were simply out of this world. A truly spiritual experience. Later that day, as the sun began its slow descent towards the horizon, we found ourselves back at the water's edge in Semenya, ready for the daily spectacle. There's a unique anticipation that builds as sunset approaches in Bali. Locals and tourists alike gather, a quiet reverence falling over the usually bustling beach. Everyone faces west, waiting for the sky to perform its magic, and oh, it never disappoints. The colors began subtly at first. The brilliant blue of the afternoon sky softened, tinged with hints of pale apricot and rose. Then, as the sun dipped lower, the intensity grew. Fiery oranges, deep crimsons, and molten gold started to bleed across the heavens, as if a celestial artist was working with a giant invisible brush. The clouds, which had been fluffy white pillows earlier, now caught the vibrant hues, becoming streaks of glowing embers. It was a breathtaking, ever-changing canvas, each moment more stunning than the last. I felt so small, yet so connected to something vast and beautiful. The reflection of this celestial fire on the wet sand was equally magnificent, creating a mirror image of the sky's glory. The waves, now gentler in the fading light, carried these colors towards the shore, each ripple shimmering with borrowed light. There was a hush, broken only by the soft murmur of the ocean and the occasional gasp of awe from fellow sunset watchers. I found myself quite overcome with emotion, a profound sense of peace and wonder washing over me. It's moments like these, isn't it, that remind you of the sheer, unadulterated beauty our world holds. As the final sliver of the sun disappeared below the horizon, leaving behind a sky painted in the softest lavenders and dusky pinks, I felt a deep sense of gratitude. It wasn't just a sunset, it was a performance, a daily miracle that Bali shares so generously. It made me feel incredibly alive and present. The air grew cooler, the stars began to prick the darkening sky, but the warmth of that incredible spectacle lingered in my heart. Those Balinese sunsets, darlings, are etched in my memory forever, a reminder of nature's unparalleled artistry, truly, utterly divine. Leaving the coast behind, though with a heart still full of its salty air and golden light, we ventured inland. Our destination was Ubud, the cultural heart of Bali, and specifically, its famous market. The journey itself was a delight. Winding roads took us through villages nestled amongst emerald green rice terraces, their intricate patterns a testament to centuries of cultivation. Palm trees swayed gently in the breeze, and everywhere there were glimpses of daily Balinese life, children in school uniforms, women carrying offerings on their heads with such grace, small workshops where artisans were busy creating. As we drew closer to Ubud, the energy began to shift. The pace quickened slightly, the streets became busier, lined with art galleries, yoga studios, and charming little cafes. And then, we were there, the entrance to Ubud Art Market. Even from the outside, it was a tantalizing prospect. A kaleidoscope of colors, sounds, and smells spilled out onto the street, beckoning you to step inside and explore its many winding alleyways. I could already hear the cheerful bargaining, the clatter of crafts, and the general hum of a place teeming with life and creativity. The initial sensory impact upon stepping into the market proper was quite something. It was a glorious, organized chaos. Stalls were piled high with an astonishing array of goods. Beautifully dyed sarongs and ikat fabrics hung like vibrant waterfalls. Intricately carved wooden statues, masks depicting gods and demons, and delicate silver jewelry gleamed under the ambient light. The air was thick with a mixture of scents. The sweet perfume of incense, the earthy aroma of spices, the fragrance of fresh flowers, and the faint, pleasant smell of worked wood and textiles. My eyes didn't know where to look first. It was a treasure trove, a veritable Aladdin's cave of Balinese craftsmanship. I felt an immediate urge to explore every nook and cranny, to discover the stories behind each handcrafted item. The atmosphere was buzzing, yet it didn't feel overwhelming. Instead, it felt wonderfully alive, a true reflection of the artistic spirit that thrives in Ubud. I knew this was going to be an adventure in itself, a chance to not just shop, but to connect with the local artisans and immerse myself in their world. Deeper into the labyrinthine lanes of Ubud Market we ventured, and oh, the wonders we found. Each turn revealed another stall, more colorful, more intriguing than the last. There were hand-painted kites shaped like fantastical birds, their silken tails promising to dance in the wind. Woven bags in every imaginable size and color, from tiny coin purses to large beach totes, showcased the incredible skill of Balinese weavers. I saw delicate wind chimes made of bamboo that sang a gentle tune with every passing breeze, and dream catchers adorned with shells and feathers, promising sweet dreams. The people of the market were just as captivating as the goods they sold. The vendors, mostly women, greeted everyone with warm, genuine smiles. Their eyes sparkled with a friendly light, and they were always ready for a gentle haggle or a chat about their wares. There was no aggressive selling here, just a calm, pleasant interaction. I watched one lady meticulously painting tiny, intricate dots onto a wooden egg, her concentration absolute, her hands so steady. It was fascinating to see the artistry up close, to appreciate the time and dedication poured into each piece. The scents were a constant delight. Piles of fragrant spices, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, and star anise were displayed in woven baskets, their rich aromas mingling with the sweet smell of frangipani blossoms that seemed to be everywhere. Further in, I found stalls selling natural soaps and essential oils, their perfumes clean and invigorating. It was a true olfactory journey, each new aroma adding another layer to the rich tapestry of the market experience. I felt like I could spend an entire day just breathing it all in, letting the various fragrances tell their own stories. And then there were the sounds, the gentle clinking of silver jewelry as it was displayed, the soft thud of a wooden carving being carefully wrapped, the cheerful chatter of shoppers, a mixture of languages from all over the world, punctuated by the musical lilt of the Balinese vendors. It wasn't noise, it was a symphony the heartbeat of Ubud made audible. I bought a beautiful hand-woven scarf, its colors reminiscent of the sunsets we'd seen. It felt like more than just a purchase, it felt like taking a little piece of Balinese artistry, and the warmth of its people, home with me. After the visual and sensory feast of the market, darlings, it was time for a literal one. Bali is as famous for its food as it is for its beaches and art, and I was eager to dive in. Our first proper Balinese meal simply had to include nasi goreng. It's a national treasure, really. We found a charming little warung, a small family-run eatery tucked away down a quiet side street in Ubud. The aroma wafting from its kitchen was utterly irresistible. A tantalizing blend of garlic, chili, and something sweet and savory. My taste buds were already tingling with anticipation. The nasi goreng arrived, and it was a picture of simple perfection. A neat mound of fragrant fried rice, glistening slightly, studded with little pieces of chicken, prawns, and vegetables. It was crowned with a perfectly fried egg, its yolk just waiting to be broken, and accompanied by a couple of crunchy krupuk or prawn crackers, and a small dish of fiery sambal. The colors were beautiful, the golden rice, the vibrant green spring onions, the rich orange of the egg yolk. It looked incredibly inviting, a comforting and wholesome dish that promised pure satisfaction. The first mouthful was, quite simply, heaven. The rice was beautifully cooked, each grain distinct, and infused with a wonderful smoky flavor from the wok. There was a subtle sweetness from the kicap manis, or sweet soy sauce, perfectly balanced by the savory notes of garlic and shallots, and a gentle kick of chili that warmed the palate without overwhelming it. The textures were delightful too, the soft rice, the tender chicken, the slight crunch of the vegetables and the glorious creaminess of the runny egg yolk when I finally pierced it. It was pure comfort food, elevated. Next on our culinary hit list was satay, or satay as it's known here. We found a street vendor a little later, the air around his stall thick with the most incredible smoky char-grilled aroma. He was expertly fanning skewers of marinated chicken over glowing coals. The sight and smell were mesmerizing. The satay sticks, glistening with their marinade, were served with a generous dollop of rich, chunky peanut sauce, some slices of cucumber and compressed rice cakes called lontong. The chicken was so tender, so juicy, and the peanut sauce was divine, nutty, slightly sweet, a little spicy, absolutely addictive. This was food cooked with love, simple yet utterly delicious. My culinary exploration didn't stop there. Oh no, darlings, there was still so much to taste, so many flavors to discover. One afternoon, seeking something a little lighter, yet still authentically Balinese, I decided to try gado-gado. This is essentially an Indonesian salad, but it's so much more than just a collection of vegetables. It's a vibrant, colorful assembly of blanched and fresh vegetables. Things like long beans, spinach, bean sprouts, cabbage, and potatoes, often with fried tofu and tempeh, and hard-boiled eggs, all generously drizzled with that wonderfully rich and creamy peanut sauce we'd come to adore. The gado-gado arrived looking like a beautiful edible garden on a plate. The colors were so appealing, the deep greens of the spinach and beans, the white of the bean sprouts and cabbage, the golden brown of the fried tofu, all contrasting beautifully with the rich brown peanut dressing. The taste was a delightful medley of textures and flavors. The slight crunch of the lightly cooked vegetables, the softness of the potato and egg, the chewiness of the tofu, all brought together by that incredible sauce. It was refreshing, satisfying, and surprisingly hearty, a perfect example of how Balinese cuisine balances health with deliciousness. Of course, one must also indulge in the sweeter side of Balinese cuisine. I developed quite a fondness for dadar gulung. These are delightful little green pancakes, their color coming from pandan leaf juice rolled up and filled with a sweet, moist mixture of grated coconut and palm sugar. They are not overly sweet but have a lovely, fragrant flavor from the pandan, and a wonderful textural contrast between the soft crepe and the slightly chewy coconut filling. They were the perfect accompaniment to a cup of strong Balinese coffee in the afternoon, a truly delightful little treat. And then there was the fresh fruit. Oh, the abundance of tropical fruit in Bali is just staggering. Juicy mangoes, sweet papayas, rambutans that look like spiky jewels, and my personal favorite, mangosteen, with its sweet tart, almost sherbet-like flesh. Every morning started with a platter of these vibrant offerings. The flavors were so intense, so much more vibrant than anything you might find back home. It was a constant reminder of the island's fertile volcanic soil and its generous tropical climate. Each bite was a burst of sunshine, a pure taste of paradise. As my time in Bali began to draw towards its final days, I found myself reflecting on all the incredible experiences. I'd often take a quiet walk along the beach in the early morning just as the island was waking up. The air would be cool and fresh, the sand still damp from the night tide. Fishermen would be returning with their early catches, their colorful outrigger boats known as jukungs, bobbing gently in the calm morning waters. It was a peaceful time, perfect for gathering my thoughts and appreciating the profound beauty and serenity of this extraordinary place. The beaches, with their golden sands and mesmerizing sunsets, had truly captured a piece of my heart. They were more than just picturesque landscapes. They were places of solace, of joy, of connection. I recalled the feeling of the warm sun on my skin, the sound of the waves providing a constant soothing soundtrack to my days. The colors of the sky at dusk, those fiery oranges and soft purples, were images I knew I would carry with me always. It's funny how a place can imprint itself so deeply onto your soul, isn't it? Bali certainly did that for me. And then there were the markets, particularly Ubud, a vibrant explosion of life, color, and creativity. The warmth of the people, their ready smiles, and their incredible artistry were so inspiring. It wasn't just about the beautiful things they made, but the spirit with which they made them, a deep connection to their culture and traditions. The smells of spices and incense, the chatter of bargaining, the sheer energy of the place, it was an experience that truly engaged all the senses, leaving me feeling invigorated and enriched. The food, oh the glorious food, from the comforting embrace of nasi goreng, to the smoky allure of satay, and the refreshing delight of gado-gado, every meal was an adventure. The Balinese have such a wonderful way with flavors, balancing sweet, sour, spicy and savory with such skill. The freshness of the ingredients, often locally sourced, shone through in every dish. It wasn't just about sustenance, it was about community, about tradition, about sharing joy through food. These culinary memories are ones I will savor for a very long time. Alas, darlings, all good things must, as they say, come to an end, and so too must my little Balinese diary for now. But what an utterly divine time we've had, haven't we? From the sun-drenched beaches that whispered tales of the ocean, to the vibrant, bustling markets overflowing with treasures and smiles, and oh, that scrumptious food that danced on the taste buds. Bali, you were an absolute dream, a true jewel that sparkled with warmth, beauty, and the most welcoming spirit I've encountered in a long, long time. I do hope you've enjoyed coming along with me on this particular jaunt. I've tried my very best to paint a picture for you, to share the sights, the sounds, the smells, and the sheer joy of this incredible island. It's a place that truly nourishes the soul, and I feel so wonderfully refreshed and inspired by my time here. The memories of those golden sunsets, the taste of spicy sambal, and the kindness of the Balinese people will stay with me, a warm glow in my heart. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for joining me and Best Places on this adventure. Your company, even virtually, means the world. If you haven't already, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Best Places. We have so many more exciting journeys planned, so many more corners of this beautiful world to explore together, and we'd be thrilled to have you along for every single one. There are always new horizons to discover, new cultures to embrace, and new friends to make along the way. So until our next grand adventure, my dears, take care of yourselves and keep that spirit of exploration alive in your hearts. Who knows where Best Places will take us next? Perhaps a bustling city filled with ancient history, or maybe a tranquil mountain retreat. Whatever it may be, I promise it will be quite something. Farewell for now, and may your own travels, whenever and wherever they may be filled with wonder and delight. Goodbye, darlings, and see you very soon.